I had the distinct pleasure of interviewing Rachel Cantu. Rachel is a fashion and apparel industry leader who is now the founder of Simplify and Grow, which is a product integrity and process innovation agency. Rachel and I first met 3 years ago in Hamburg, Germany, at the Textile Exchange's annual conference and board meeting. She was the VP of Global Supply Chain for Patagonia and was on the executive board, and I was on the advisory board representing designers and academics. During our conversation, Rachel and I had the opportunity to discuss her new consultancy practice, how she came to found this consultancy at this particular time, what she actually does in her day-to-day work with that consultancy, how she works with clients, and how this intersects so perfectly into her education and career histories.
I spent 20 plus years in the textiles and apparel industry, working for some large brands, including Nike and Patagonia, and then a smaller startup brand called Lucy Activewear when they were pre-acquisition. And so my most recent experience was 5 years as the vice president of global supply chain for Patagonia, leading all of their supply chain initiatives, as well as their setting up their material innovation organization, material development, and product development.
The global supply chain is extremely complicated, involves many, many steps, and therefore many people along the way, beginning typically with design ideation and fabric sourcing. It runs its way through all levels of manufacturing and cut and sew processing to distribution, in the end, to retailer, or now the end user consumer. One's prior knowledge is going to be key for their success in their consultancy. And while that prior knowledge is an amalgamation of their academic and studio training, it is also a culmination of the time that they've spent actually learning and applying their trades in their career. The supply chain is complex, and really witnessing it firsthand, being part of the outcome, is what makes one understand it and be able to help others in navigating their future forward.
I've learned this over the last year of really building my business is do not underestimate the value monetarily of the knowledge and experience that you have, and the value that that brings to a client that you might be working with, who otherwise would have to, like, think about how long it's taken you to learn the things that you know, that you could, and the experiences that you have that you could then share with a company, of like pitfalls or mistakes or learning curves where you might have learned something the hard way, or you observed within a company learning something the hard way, and the value of being able to shortcut that for a company by telling them, you know, hey, from this experience, we learned this the hard way. You may actually want to just skip to the end of the book.
Rachel was very willing to share advice, and she also shared a couple of points that are causing her to reconsider a couple of the ways that she has approached collaboration in the last year for business. They're noted here.
For a company, if you are able to truly understand the people who are involved and also build relationships with those people and build trust and really understand what makes that particular company, that particular brand, that particular culture as unique as it is. Like, what's that secret special sauce that they have that made them really great? And make sure that you're not losing that or diluting that in the process of trying to make some other things more efficient. And it's not the same formula for every company, whether it's a fashion brand, a beauty brand, an apparel industry brand. I think it, as a consultant, that's something that I'm really trying to do, is to be very individualized with each client that I'm working